What's up, everybody? This is Christian Thomas, and I'm coming at you with another video. And this video is going to be slightly different compared to most of my other content. And while it's still going to be political in nature, this time I'm going to be taking a little bit of a shot, or a huge shot, at the right. And today I'm going to go into the problem I have with TradCons. For those of you who don't know what TradCon is, a TradCon is a traditional conservative. And the problems I have with traditional conservatives are the following. One, they use religion and religious ideology as a justification to be rude and spiteful people. And although I believe that everybody should have the right to be whatever religion they want and worship whatever they want, the problem I'm having with a lot of religious conservatives and stuff like that is that they use their religious message to justify being a cruel bigot to people. Like, for example, a lot of Christian conservatives use the Bible to justify homophobia or misogyny, which I'm going to get into a little bit later. And my second problem with traditional conservatives is that they believe that women should be subservient to men. And I don't mean to sound like a feminist or an SJW when I say this, but I believe that women should have the same rights to autonomy as men do. And we have equal rights for a reason. There was a time when women did legitimately serve under the man. She was regarded as nothing but somebody to cook, clean, and make children. And things have progressed quite a bit since then, but unfortunately there is that fringe group of people who wants things to go backward, who believes that women should just stay at home and just have kids and stuff like that. I was watching something a few months ago, I believe it was Nick Fuentes. He said something that really troubled me. He said that if a woman doesn't want to get raped, then she should stay out of the workplace. And that makes absolutely no sense, because even at home, the woman can still get raped if that's what you believe that will stop rape. And I believe women should be thriving in the workplace, as they have always been throughout my lifetime. And I believe that this idea and this attitude is very cancerous, because it basically gives the perception that women are somehow less than or inferior to men. And number three, the blatant homophobia throughout many traditional conservative circles. And what I mean by that is obviously the cruel attitude towards LGBT people, and some of them, or quite a few of them actually, use their Christian religion or whatever religion they follow as a crutch to be homophobic bigots. And another problem that I have with traditional conservatives is that they have a hard time going outside of their narrow mind of what is acceptable or traditional. And I believe that freedom and people's basic freedoms are more important than quote-unquote tradition, because, to be quite honest, traditions change throughout different generations. What may be considered traditional back in the 60s or the 70s, it may be a completely different picture of what's considered traditional in modern times. So I don't agree with the whole idea that tradition is the end-all be-all to American success. Because, like I said, traditions can and they do change throughout generations. I believe that we, as these generations, we're the ones that create these traditions. And while in 2018, while in 2018, the tradition is listening to certain music or believing in certain politics or what have you, and religion is not as highly emphasized as it was throughout the older generations. And people overall have a much different and a much more progressive attitude towards gender and sexuality and things like that. In my opinion, they could be kind of too progressive at times, but I digress. And traditions, I believe that traditions change because different social norms change, and different cultures come to the country throughout different generations. And yeah, I believe that different cultures, different individual cultures may have certain traditions within them, but I don't believe that any country as a whole has any type of tradition, or at least not America anyway. That's the crux of my problem with TradCons, or traditional conservatives, is that they believe that tradition is the absolute most important thing in the world. They don't pay attention to people's personal freedoms or whatever, or what have you. And while I believe that people should adopt whatever traditions that they want, as long as it doesn't create any real victims out of anybody, then I don't really care. It's the fact that a lot of these people are in favor of making homosexuality illegal again, because it's quote unquote immoral in the eyes of God or Jesus or whatever it is that they worship. The reason I'm saying it is because not all traditional conservatives are necessarily Christian, and also some of them can be very collectivist. Actually, a lot of them can be very collectivist because they think that everybody should follow these different rules throughout society, when I don't think that's true at all. If I'm gonna pride myself on being an individualist, I have to stomp out. I have to get rid of this collectivist mindset. Both sides, both conservatives and liberals, do this, obviously. I know I talk about liberals doing it a lot, but it's time to talk about conservative collectivism too, which is what TradCon and things like that fall under. And if you agree or disagree with this video, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, like, subscribe, and share. And peace out. And see y'all in the next video.